What speed should you be working on when you are tattooing? It's the number one question that I get asked. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what your specific speed should be, what voltage you should be working your machine at, and it's all dependent on a number of different things that we're gonna discuss in this video. So let's get started. Okay guys, so for this exercise, we are gonna need a few things. We're gonna need a machine, whichever one you use, a regular pen, a needle, some pigment, and a completely blank practice skin. So in today's video, I'm going to be using the Flux S, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's wireless, and as you can see right here, it starts at 5 volts and it goes up to 12 volts. So we're going to play around with the different speeds here. If you have a power supply and you're using another rotary machine, that's fine. If you're using a PMU machine that has settings that look like 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, etc., that is fine as well. So go ahead and grab whatever cartridge you want to use. I'm going to be using a Quadron 1R. It's a long taper, 0.25 millimeters. So go ahead and pick a dark color pigment. It's going to be easier to see. And you're going to turn on your machine and we're going to start on the lowest setting. So right now we're at 5 volts. I'm going to adjust our needle. And I want you to start by just feeling how you whip shade. So everybody's gonna whip a little bit differently. Like we talked about, your speed is gonna be a little bit different. Some people might whip fast like me. Some people might be trained to whip a little bit slower like this, but whatever you typically do, that's what you want to do for this exercise. So whatever your hand does naturally. So we're gonna start right here on the practice skin and we're gonna whip shade for the count of 10, and then we're gonna stop. Okay, so I did a little test patch here. This is exactly what we're going to do. We want to make a big enough workspace that we can actually judge our work. So this is kind of the size, it's like the size of a dime. We are going to start our machine on the slowest setting, and we're going to work for about 15 seconds in an area at our normal hand speed with the machine on the lowest speed setting. So I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to make sure it's on the lowest, which is number 5. Grab some pigment, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so there is our first section that we've completed. So we're gonna go ahead and mark this one test, which means nothing. And we're gonna mark this one 5 volts. We're gonna turn our machine back on and we're gonna make sure we're at 5.5. So with the Flux S, it's flashing when it's 5.5. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. The important thing with this exercise is that you keep your hand moving the exact same way as you normally work. So the speed of my whip shade with my hand is no different on this color patch as it is with the last one that we did. My hand is moving the same speed. And we know that one's 5.5 volts. Now we're going to move up to 6, which is the yellow one here. Same hand speed, and away we go. Let's move it up. We're at 6.5 now. We're going to turn it back up, and now we're going to number 7. Turn it up again. Now we're 7.5. Turn it up again. We're going to 8. one more time. We're going to 8.5. Notice my hand is still working the exact same speed. My machine speed has increased, but my hand is still doing the exact same thing on every single one of these samples. Okay, so we have 6.5, we have 7, we have 7.5, we have 8, we have 8.5. So we've cleaned up our practice skin. Now we can take a closer look at exactly what this means to us. So test, that was nothing, that was just me playing. 5 volt, this is where we started with our lowest speed setting, and we can take a look at that. We can see that the pixels look pretty large and a little bit sporadic, like a lot of spacing and gapping in here. 5.5 starting to look better. You can still see some inconsistencies. 6, okay, starting to look even better. Things are looking a little bit more fluid. 6.5. This one's my magic speed right here. So you can see that that's exactly what we want it to look like. It's nice and peppery, like it looks like we've just shaken salt and pepper on there. The gapping is nice and consistent. The specs, like the actual pixels themselves, look very beautiful. It's just really, really nice. That's what you want to see. So 7, we can see here, starting to look a little bit liney. You can see more lines in it. Same with 7.5. 8, even worse. 8.5, not cute. So hopefully this helps you guys. You're going to play around with different speed settings, starting from slowest, working up to highest. And this machine goes way higher, by the way, way, way higher. Goes up to 12. So I stopped at 8.5 because I think I can prove my point and kind of share what I need to with you guys just based on these speeds here. So go ahead and give this a try and let me know what you think. Let me know what your magic speed is, but always keep in mind that everybody's skin is different. So just because we've determined that 6.5 is my magic speed, that doesn't mean that I'm only going to work on 6.5. It could vary. I could work 5.5 on a client. I could work 7 on a client. It really, really depends on their skin type. But I know that my starting point for most clients is going to be 6.5 based on my hand movement and how fast I whip shade. All right, now you should have a better understanding of the specific speed that you should be starting out with, keeping in mind that that speed might change during the procedure. It's a starting point. It's where you can enter the skin at. And from there you can up your voltage or you can down your voltage depending on your client's skin type. If you guys found this helpful, then don't forget to check out shopshaydanielle.com where there is a ton more education. We'll see you guys in the next one.